Welcome everybody to tonight's webinar, 5 ways how coaching can change your life and the lives of others. Thank you so much, Leanne, for introducing tonight. Leanne is our wonderful marketing expert. She's also been through our coach training program, and she'll tell you a little bit more about her journey through the coaching process and becoming a coach later on this evening. So before we begin, my name's Marie Quigley. I'm a Master Certified Coach with the ICF, one of 3 in the Middle East. And I know that there are more coming along, so we look forward to welcoming those as they're moving into certification. So our agenda for tonight's webinar is to share my story and how I got into coaching, to talk about what coaching is, to allow you to experience the power of coaching with a couple of tools that allow you to create new awareness and clarity in your own life. And not only can you use these tools on yourself, but you can take these tools away and, excuse me, use them with the people you love and support them to create new awareness and clarity in their lives as well. As you're joining, as Leanne mentioned, please keep yourself muted because we can hear a lot of noise coming through. I'm going to mute some of you who've just joined. Welcome Noha, welcome Samina, sorry, I've just muted you because I could hear the background noise. We're going to be, apart from looking at the tools about creating what you want, we're also having a look at some of the things that might be holding you back from achieving your goals. And all of the processes that we're going through on tonight's webinar are tools that as coaches you will learn how to use powerfully and effectively in the coach training program with us. So all of these things will lead to these 5 ways, and actually so many more ways that coaching can change your life, as it did with my life, as it did with Leanne's life. And then we're going to share a brief outline with those of you who are interested in joining our program about the steps to become a professional coach. So let's get started and tell you a little bit about Empower World. So Empower World's been part of the coaching business in Qatar. It was set up 5 years, nearly 6 years ago now, with my wonderful business partner, Janine Bailey, who you can see in the photo with me. And we came together, we both had our private practices. I was 6 years in Dubai with my practice, and she was already living here with her private practice. And we came together over a project, an executive coaching project. And as we spoke, we recognized that we had this huge passion for sharing our knowledge with others and supporting others to learn the tools, these powerful coaching tools that changed our lives, and the tools we were using to work with people in our life coaching practice and our executive coaching practice. And so we got together and we thought, we want to create something that is world standard, that is ICF approved, so that people don't have to leave Doha, that is on their doorstep, and they can take advantage of becoming a professional certified coach. That was an intention 5 years ago, and through lots of hard work and joy and experience and laughter and pain, we've created this wonderful program, really transformational program. And I know I'm saying that myself, but you can see, if you look at our website, some of the amazing testimonials. Our program is teaching you coaching skills, but it's also going on a deep journey of personal transformation. So how did I get into coaching? So many moons ago, I was a much younger woman with 3 little children. And although I was happily married and had these beautiful children, I sat down with a friend in a coffee shop and I thought, something's missing. I want to be contributing in a different way to the world. I want to be making a difference to people's lives. And I knew I was a good listener, and I knew people came to me to tell me their troubles, to ask me advice. And I thought, how can I use this skill I have for being with people and allowing them to open up and unleash their true potential? How can I use this in a way that's really going to support them, but also create a thriving business for me? And coaching was a thing. And I have to say, from being in a challenging place in my own life, managing children, looking after a husband, moving to a new country, it really supported me to create massive new awareness about who I was, what I wanted to be, and what I wanted to create for myself. So I joined a coach training program, a beautiful program that allowed me to become a certified coach. And I have to say, it changed my life, not only my life, but the life of my children, the way I spoke to them, my relationship with my husband, the way I understand how relationships work. It most of all impacted who I am. So that, you may not believe this now as I'm doing webinars, but I was a reserved, shy lady who definitely would never have considered standing up in front of people or being on a screen where people could watch her. That was a terrifying thing for me to do. But because of the power of coaching, I absolutely gained self-confidence, self-love, self-compassion, and stepped into being, I believe, a powerful force in the world, using my strengths, using my gifts to support others to unleash theirs too. So enough about me. Let's have a look at some of the things that potentially you're feeling in your life right now. And they may not relate in every way to you, or they may relate to you so powerfully that you're screaming at the screen, yes, that's me. Or they may relate to the people you'd love to support in the work you would do as a coach if you became certified. So listen to these questions, and as you listen, type in the chat box yes or some of your answers to these questions. So are you or the people you serve feel like you're pulled in lots of directions and can't make a decision? Do you procrastinate about the future, knowing what you want but fearing the unknown, fearing to take the leap? Do you feel stuck and know that there must be something more out there for you? Do you have a dream but don't know how to make it happen? Do you want to be in charge of your own destiny? Do you want to elevate your life to the next amazing level? Do you want to inspire and support others in an empowering, transformational way? Do you want to make your dreams, goals, visions, and aspirations become a reality? Leanne, is anybody chatting in the box in relation to these questions?
Yes, Marie, we've got a couple of yeses. Nisha and Abir have both said yes, so looks like something's resonating with them.
Fantastic. So we've got, who said yes? Tell me again, Nisha?
And Abir have both said yes.
Oh,
Mohammed has just said yes as well. Noha, LET, yeah, quite a few people. I think this is resonating with a lot of people.
Fantastic. And I see Mohammed said yes, and I started taking control over a year ago. So really applaud you, Mohammed, for stepping up and saying, enough, I'm going to make different choices now. And I resonate with so much myself. And actually, to everybody that has said yes here, you're making a commitment by saying that you recognize this within you. You're making a commitment to create change. You're already changing the chemical process in your brain that is bringing oxytocin, which we call the cuddle drug, into your brain rather than stress. When we say yes to recognize new things, and yes to creating new awareness, and even yes to saying, this just isn't working for me anymore, I've got to do something about it. It's a powerful way to make change in your life. So saying yes to what you want and no to what you don't want allows you to create the freedom in your life. Any questions coming up? Mohammed says, I've been procrastinating, but since I started having a clear, purposeful goal, it started minimizing. Love what you're saying, Mohammed. Having a goal is absolutely essential to creating what it is you want. And we like to call goals aspirations, because the more we aspire the more we really truly look at what it is that will make our life fulfilling, then we can start taking the action required that's necessary to move towards those goals. So again, well done, Mohammed. You're an inspiration to us all. So as you recognize that you might be saying yes to some of those questions, let's have a look at what coaching is and how could coaching possibly help us to create something new in our life. As you see that beautiful image of the butterfly emerging, wrapped up in its cocoon and gently emerging into all its glory. And we believe as coaches that this is the power of coaching. It allows people to be who they're meant to be, to remember who they're meant to be if they've forgotten it, to connect with the beauty that is awe-inspiring and allow them to live a powerful, fulfilling life. Now, that doesn't mean they have to do anything, it's necessary to do anything massive or huge with your life. Just being the best mother, being the best husband, being the best friend, doing your job in the way that you can uniquely do it. That is also stepping into your own greatness, trusting yourself and being who you truly are. So what is coaching? That's an interesting question. So from our perspective at Empower World, coaching is a powerful conversation. It's facilitated by a professional coach, somebody who is trained with the art and science of what coaching is. So a lot of people outside call themselves coaches, but actually haven't officially been trained. And it does do some damage to our coaching profession. And when you meet a coach that's been trained by particularly someone like the Global Academy of the International Coaches Federation, the governing body of coaches, you can tell the difference about the quality of the questioning, the quality of the processes that they use to support people to unlock their potential, to support people to create awareness about what matters most in their life. And with that awareness, then take action that moves them towards achieving a life of fulfillment, moving them towards their goals. So we always say coaching is a conversation like no other. Coaching asks the deeper questions, the really powerful questions that get people curious about purpose, mission, passion, values, all of the things that really inspire us to be greater in life. Coaches support people to move towards their goals from where they are now to where they want to be. And we do it with various different types of tools and exercises, and absolutely based on the ICF core competencies, which if you please feel free to have a look at the ICF website with its core competencies of how to be an effective coach. There's some wonderful information on there to start you off. Again, I'm just pausing for a moment, Leanne, to make sure nobody's asking any questions that I'm not answering.
No questions so far. Where I am watching the chat.
Okay. Anything anybody would like to ask?
Yes, please feel free to jump in.
If not, I'll continue as we're on short time. Okay, so let's allow you to experience an exercise that will allow you to create some awareness potentially for your own life. It's a wonderful tool, and it's called the Wheel of Life. Some of you may have seen this before, so we can use this in various different ways to explore topics varying from your whole life to your work life to specific areas of your life. It's such a versatile tool, and we're going to use it tonight to allow you to get a bird's eye view of the area of your life. So we ask you to grab a pen and paper, and draw a circle and split it up into segments, just as you see on the screen in front of you. You could write whatever you want. They don't have to be these topics, but we've suggested that it's career or family or love and romance, money, health, personal growth, fun and recreation, or rest and relaxation. You could have spirituality there, you could have religion, you could have travel, whatever works for you. Just quickly draw that circle and put your topics down. And as you split it up into the segments, you see at the center, can you see my pointer on the screen, Leanne, or not?
Yes, I can.
So in the center of the circle, we would like you to write 0. And on the outer rim, we'd like you to write a 10. So 0 represents, and the question we're going to ask you is, out of 10, how satisfied are you with this area of your life right now? 0 means I'm not satisfied at all, and 10 means I'm 100% satisfied. So I'll repeat the question again. Right now in your life, how satisfied are you with each area of your life? And if you could just type in the box when you've drawn that so we know we can move on. Even just give us a Y for yes so that we know that we're not moving too fast. So hopefully you're all drawing your circle. Great, Abir, done. Thank you very much for letting me know. Yes, Nisha, thank you. So as you've drawn your circle and you've put your topics and you've put the 0 and the 10, thank you, Noah, we would now like you to rate your satisfaction area in each area of these lives out of 10. Thank you, Surreal. Lovely to have you on board. So if your topic is career and you're really not feeling that you're satisfied right now in your life and it feels like a 5 out of 10, just mark that and put a number beside that line, in that curved line right round here. So just take a couple of minutes to quickly sketch out each area of your life. Go with your gut feeling. Don't spend too much time thinking about it right now. It's just a moment in time that you're looking at. And again, let us know when you're done by typing yes or done in the chat box. And as you're using your intuition, thank you, Sad. As you're using your intuition to complete it, well done, everybody's doing it, super. Just take a look at it. This is a bird's eye view of your life right now, a snapshot view of your satisfaction with your life. It's the reality in this moment in time. What is that like as you notice how potentially, if this was a wheel on your car, it would be a little bit of a bumpy ride? What's coming up for you? Share in the chat box. What are some of the awareness you gain as you've completed that exercise? Yeah, Mohammed, you put all your effort into one section. Great awareness. Wow. And remember, there's no right or wrong. In some ways, when we give our attention to something, there's got to be a balance somewhere else of moving it away. I don't believe there's ever a perfect wheel for our Ferrari to drive around in. Life is always going to have a little few bumps on the way, but it is great. Yeah, Abir says, looks like I'm not satisfied. Only career needs improvement, Noah. Well recognized. Overall rating is 5. Thank you, Nisha. Just notice now, as you've shared that, go inside you for a moment and notice what that's like. What emotions are you feeling? Name the top emotion you're feeling as you see this bird's eye view of your life. Type it in the chat box. Depressed, Nisha. The more we name our emotions, the more in control of our lives we are. So often we think our emotions rule us, but they don't. See, I see Noah's put determined, another beautiful emotion. Astonished. I'm astonished, but not surprised. Again, wonderful definitions there, Mohammed. Thank you. Abir says, needs improvement and lots of changes. And great, Abir. So I noticed that potentially is coming from a thinking part of your brain. Name an emotion that you feel as you recognize it. Is it joy? Is it sadness? Is it fear? Is it peace? Is it something else? Not satisfied, sad. Great. Now notice where those emotions live in your body. If they lived in a place in your body, where would they live? Would it be your head, your heart, maybe your belly, maybe even your toes or the ends of your fingers? So research has proven that the more we can get clear, thank you, Sad, head and heart, the more we can get clear about what our emotions are and where they live, we can develop resilience and pay attention to them. Because at Empower World, we say emotions are our signposts to tell us when we are on or off track in life. So great, you're all doing some fantastic work, paying attention to what your thoughts are saying, paying attention to what your emotions are feeling. And now just pay attention to your physiology, everybody, as you're feeling those emotions and know where they live in your head or heart or stomach, as you've all shared. What's your physiology like? How's your body moving when you are aware of this? Maybe you'll notice your shoulders are down, or your head is lower. Maybe you're breathing slower. So you are at choice to change that emotion. So simply by, thank you Toshiba, slow breathing. So Nisha, sorry. You're able to shift that if you want by simply moving your body into the place you want to be. What is it you want to feel? How do you want to move around in your body? What is it you want to think? And what is it you want to focus on? So just pay attention to everything that's happening to you, because they're all signposts supporting you to create awareness for yourself and then to take action to do something different. So the next question I want to ask, looking at this Wheel of Life exercise, is to choose one area that you'd like to focus on tonight. Just one area that you'd like to move closer to 10. It could be moving 1 point higher, or it could be moving 5 points higher. Just type in the box when you've got that one topic, one area of your life that you would like to quickly have an exploration session on tonight about looking at how we can improve it. Career, money, career, family, career. Fantastic. Rest and relaxation. Thank you, Noah. So choose that topic now as we move on to the next part of tonight's webinar. And we're going to teach you a simple tool to start focusing on what you want. So have the number that in mind that you want to move it to. Just write that number down for yourself. And I'm going to take you on a little exercise to allow you to explore when it is as you want it to be in this area of your life, what would it be like? So just be aware of the number that you'd feel satisfied with and get comfortable in your chair as we're going to do a simple exercise and go on a short journey to explore when it is as you want it to be, when you have fulfillment and satisfaction in this area of your life, what it would be like. Take some nice deep breaths, letting go of any stresses or strains, and trusting that you're absolutely where you're meant to be tonight, focusing on yourself and looking at what's most important to you. Another deep breath now, really settling into your chair, feeling good. And as you imagine that number that you've put down in that area of your life, as you imagine that, when it is as you want it to be, what are you seeing? What are you seeing around you? When it is exactly as you want it to be in this area of your life, what are you noticing? What do you look like? What's your physiology like as you're moving in this place when it is as you want it to be? What do your surroundings look like? Who are the people you surround yourself with? And as you notice all of that, what are the things you're talking about when it is as you want it to be? What does the world sound like when it is as you want it to be?
Yasmin.
I've had to mute you, Haifa, just as we're going through this exercise. So when it is as you want it to be and you're listening to all of those sounds, what else are you hearing? What are you hearing other people speak to you about when it is as you want it to be? What are the words you're telling yourself? And when you see all of that and hear all of that, what else do you notice? Look around you in your imagination when it is as you want it to be. Hear what you hear when it is what you want it to be. And as you see and hear all of that, notice what you feel like. When it is as you want it to be, what's the emotion that you feel? Name that emotion. Feel it in your body. Where does it live? Touch it so that you can really feel it inside you, this powerful emotion when it is as you want it to be. And know that you're the creator of this. You can choose this emotion. You have the remote control to this emotion. So turn that emotion up to any number you want. When it is as you want it to be, what are you feeling? And when you feel all of this, when you hear all of this, and when you see all of this, what are you tasting? What are you smelling? Use all of your senses as you choose this area of your life and you make it as you want it. Allow your body to feel, see, hear, taste, smell, everything that you need to hear, everything that you need to see, everything that you need to experience when it is as you want it to be. And as you experience that right now in your imagination, knowing that your mind cannot tell the difference between your imagination and reality. It imagines that it's happening right now. What does this give you when you have all of this? And when you have that, what does that give you? And when you have that, what does that give you? Take a deep breath, remembering all that you need to remember about this experience of moving into choosing this area of your life and making it as it is as you want it to be. Really anchor that into your body. And out of 10, how much do you want that right now? We'd love to hear that in the chat box. Nisha wants it 8. Minimum 9, Sad. 8 to 9, Noah. Abir wants it 8. Any 10s out there? Does anybody want it 10 out of 10? Do you want this feeling that you've just experienced in your life 10 out of 10? Ah, okay. And Noah's put, yeah, why not? And the question is, how much do you want it? Not how much on this wheel of life do you want it to move up, but how much do you want to feel the experience of what you've just experienced? And the reason I'm getting clear about that question is because if it isn't a 10, if you don't want something 10 out of 10, you really aren't going to make that change. Thank you, Caroline. 10. Now it's coming. So now you get it. 10. Thank you. Because when it's a 10, great, 10 plus now we're talking. When it's a 10, when you want it 10 out of 10, that is the time you're going to take action. So what's that like as you recognize that you're able to create your reality by focusing on what it is you want rather than focusing on what you don't want? What are you learning? That's great to know, Mohammed. You just don't feel the 10 right now and you don't know why. That's a perfect opportunity for coaching. Perfect. So hold that as we move on to the next slide and look at some of the things that are holding us back. So knowing that you've done that beautiful exercise and that some of you, most of you want to move, you really want it 10 out of 10. But there are excuses you're telling yourself. So just write down some of the excuses you're telling yourself from moving from where you are now to the number you wrote down at the beginning. What are some of the excuses? Keep them to yourself. You don't have to share them. And if you do, thank you, Nisha. You're telling yourself there's no opportunities. Anybody else like to share some of the excuses? No time. That's a wonderful excuse, a universal excuse we all use, Abir. The job market is full. Society won't allow me. There's a bad market at the moment. Fantastic. These are all legitimate excuses that holds us back from taking action and thinking outside the box and stretching and stepping outside of our comfort zone. Thank you, everybody, for being human. We are all human and we all make those excuses. Maybe you feel a reality, but let's have a look at what those excuses are costing you. And Lou, I hear you. I want it 10, but others don't. Maybe it's just an illusion. And sometimes we have to take the stretch ourselves. Sometimes other people don't understand what it is we want. And sometimes we have to trust that as we move forward, those people that we love that want to come on the journey with us, they'll come. What are those excuses costing you? And how are they holding you back from creating your vision for yourself and others? How are they stopping you from having a fulfilling life? Yes, true, there are lots of complications, Caroline, lots of complications. And maybe those complications are not as complicated as we think. What are they, how are they holding you back? What are the excuses costing you? Right now, I'm totally focused on to be a better me. Fantastic, Mohammed. And you are perfect as you are, as we all are. But it's when we remember ourselves that we truly step into the better version of myself. Career-wise, fantastic. Yeah, it's costing you time, Noah, and life. That's a powerful, powerful recognition. Yeah. And when one is a single mom, choices are limited, potentially. And I know so many successful, amazing moms, single moms, Caroline, absolutely hugely successful in many, many areas of their life. And it's costing you not to be not happy and become a nagger. Thank you for that honesty, Haifa. Thank you. So the thing I want to ask you next, are these beliefs true? Or are they a manifestation of your limiting beliefs or your fearful imaginations? Are you making this up? Do you know for sure that this is true? Or are you starting to believe the fears? And what would be different if you chose not to believe the things you told yourself? How would that impact your life? Haifa says, yes, I found that it was just in my mind. It is. The thing that holds us back is ourselves, the way we think about things, the way we choose to focus on emotions that don't serve us instead of the emotions that move us forward. Haifa, people take advantage of my weak personality, potentially, Haifa, and maybe there's a role that you're playing in allowing them to take advantage of it. This is, again, a beautiful opportunity for coaching. And I'm loving your honesty. Yes. Feeling accepted and loved is one of our greatest needs. Haifa, a wonderful coaching opportunity. And Nisha, maybe there are no opportunities, and maybe there are those you just haven't seen them yet. And let me acknowledge all of you for really exploring this. What you're doing is powerful work, testing your assumptions, checking in to see, is this what I'm telling myself? Is it real? Because now you're going to start getting curious about it. Potentially, you're going to already start creating the shift to move what you want. And Caroline asks a great question. How to evaluate the real risk? That's a great question. And there is no crystal ball that allows us to see whether everything's going to be all right in the end. But oftentimes, ask those people who do take a risk, and it works out okay. It absolutely works out okay. I mean, I share in the coach training some of my stories that, oh my goodness, that I was living in such fear of taking real risks that I thought would cost me my life, cost me my children's life. And I stayed with the pain a long time until I realized I was the one causing the most pain to myself. Anyway, I share those stories in the coach training. If you come along, you'll hear that. And Mohammed says, I just have moments where I disconnect from the world and I can see that I can invest that time with my family. I just need to do the shift. Wonderful, wonderful. So let's move on, because what you've already discovered are some of the ways coaching can change your life. It allows you to get a real reality check on what's going on in your life. It allows you to see where you are so that then you can focus on where you want to be. Coaching asks powerful questions to create new awareness, to uncover blind spots that might be in your life that you can't see and maybe potentially other people can see. We're always good at seeing what's wrong with someone else, aren't we? It's so much more difficult to uncover our blind spots, and coaching does that. Coaching supports you to focus on what you want, to get clarity, to understand your limiting patterns, to understand the thoughts you tell yourself, to understand the emotions you choose to live every day. And as you understand your patterns of behavior and get to know the strategies used to keep yourself stuck, you can break those patterns and you can practice new ways of being and doing that allow you to step into new patterns to create success for yourself. And coaching, all of that that I've just talked about, that creates 5 simple ways, and these are just a few, but 5 ways coaching can change your life. It allows you the freedom to choose for yourself and take control of your life. It allows you to, instead of seeing the things that aren't there, it allows you to see the endless opportunities to move forward positively in both the good and challenging times. And it allows you to recognize this growth and expansion in your life that particularly comes with challenge. It supports you to connect to yourself in stronger ways so that you can connect to your relationships with the people you love and who are important to you in much more meaningful ways. It allows you to change your mindset, to change your emotions, to the way you want to think and the way you want to feel. And all of this, when it's aligned with your purpose, your mission, your passion, and your values, most importantly, your values, it allows you to make decisions easily. Sorry, I'm tripping over my words today. Easily and effortlessly to start making those small steps or big leaps towards creating the life you want. Because change doesn't need to come in one big jump. It can be just one step, putting one foot in front of the other each day until you reach what you say you want, what you focus on. I'm going to be quiet for a moment and let's have a look at, Leanne, is there anything in the chat box that's coming up?
Nothing right now. You've looked at everything. Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to hand it over to you. Actually, let's just have a few thoughts of what awareness, before we go on, what awareness are you having as you've gone through those exercises this evening, ladies and gentlemen? We are often our biggest enemy. Yes, Caroline, we are. The person that needs to get out of the way to create success is often ourselves. We need to move ourselves out of the way so that we can move through our life. What else are you becoming aware of or have created some new thought about tonight? Rating a few areas, I realize there are so many aspects of life that need improvement. Wonderful awareness. And potentially that just shows how many interesting aspects of your life there are, Nisha. Sounds like you're a very lucky woman to have so many beautiful areas to work on. Harmony, there's a mindset awareness, fantastic. Noah, we need to stop and check with ourselves every now and then. Oh yes, I hear you. We need to stop, pause, and reflect on what's going on. Lovely to hear such thoughts and awareness coming through. Leanne, I'm going to turn it over to you to share with the group about the coach training program.
Yes, absolutely. Wow, we've had some very interesting insights coming up, and even though I've been through the coach training program, something like this always just reminds me of just how powerful coaching is, because I did the Wheel of Life with everyone and it was like, wow. I realize how much I have changed over. My wheel is looking a lot more balanced right now. So yes. So during the coach training program, this is approved by the International Coaching Federation. You will learn a lot of things. Among them, what coaching is, what it isn't, the differences between training, counseling, mentoring, therapy. I know someone had that question a little earlier, so I said we will definitely get to it. Personally, I do have a background in counseling for a little bit, and I can tell you that coaching is completely different. It's very different from mentoring. It's different in many ways, including from therapy, which is something I have experienced as well. During the coach training program, you also learn effective communication techniques, how to build rapport with your clients if you choose to do the coach training, how to build rapport with other people in your life, how to ask powerful questions, what powerful questions are and how to ask them. And those are truly amazing. How to listen, how to truly listen to other people, different levels of active listening, how to understand body language, how to deliver feedback in a way that doesn't belittle the other person and instead empowers them. You also learn the specific coaching models and practice in your coaching experiences with people. You will definitely learn the attributes of a successful coach, what the ICF considers their core competencies, and you will learn how to work on these and develop them. You learn human behavior, how the mind works, how we communicate with each other, how we form limiting beliefs, and so much more just about how we think, how we behave, and generally so much more about life. So yes. It's an incredible journey. The ICF does have its requirements for certification, and the Empower World course covers that and far more. So the ICF requires the completion of 60 hours of coach training. Empower World does more than that, which is 87 hours. After this, you need to do 100 hours of coaching, and you need to log these hours. You also need to do a mentoring course, which we offer as well, with an ICF accredited mentor coach. And at the very end of it all, when you have done your 100 hours, when you have done your coach training and mentoring, then you do a multiple choice exam online with the ICF, and at the end of that, you are certified. So the Empower World coach training and coach mentoring programs are tailored to the ICF requirements.
Leanne, would you share a little bit, just a couple of words about your journey?
And about my journey, yes. Doing this has actually reminded me that exactly a year ago this week, I was at the very end of my job. I had been told that because of the financial situation in Qatar, my entire department was being cancelled, and I was there with nothing to do. I was doing marketing and communications. I needed another skill. I was good at listening. I found my way to coaching, and that is a story in itself. That I was right down to I thought there were no opportunities. I had nowhere to turn, and I was like, you know what? I need to do this course. Something was just telling me to do the course. A year later, I am in a completely different place as a person, as in terms of the job opportunities I see ahead of me. Like I said, I'm working towards my coach certification. I found the strength to break out of my comfort zone. I actually left Qatar, and I'm back home in India where I grew up. And yeah, coaching does change your life in so many ways, in so very many ways. And yes, it begins to teach you that there are opportunities out there. You might not seem like that when you are just focused on doing what you've always been doing. And then suddenly coaching helps you to see things in a completely different perspective. Just doing the course. And it's like I said in my testimonial, it hasn't just taught me a new skill. It has also completely transformed my life. Absolutely, completely transformed my life.
Thank you for sharing, Leanne. I'm sure that will resonate with people, and it resonates with me because it transformed my life too, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing now. So as it's coming to 8 o'clock, and some people may have to leave, if you have to leave, thank you so much for joining us. Leanne and I are going to stay on for 10 minutes more just to finally share this last slide on this bonus we've got of the 5,000 discount. Go ahead, Leanne, I'll let you take that. And then we will stay for Q&A calls if anybody has any question.
Yes, yes. So basically, we do have a coach training program starting later on this month. And if any of you are interested, please sign up as soon as possible. We do have a special early bird discount if you sign up before next Wednesday, the 10th of January. If you do just the coaching, just the coach training, you will get a discount of 1,500 riyals. If you do the package, the coach training and mentoring, both of which are eventually necessary for the ICF certification, you get a huge, massive discount of 5,000 riyals, making it a total of 15,000. So you get the coach training and mentoring for just the price of the coach training, which is quite significant. We do offer only a few seats in each intake, and the seats are filling up very, very quickly. So if anyone's interested, please get on board as soon as possible. And our next intake will be in March. Our investment value is going to be rising for that one. So if anyone's interested, make a decision Now, believe me, you will not regret it. You will not regret it. It's the best thing I did.
Thank you, Leanne. And I would add to that, do this course because you know it's right for you. So people say to us, you know, why should I come on your course? And I say, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. There is no why. You'll know if this is the right course for you, you will be there because you're ready to make the transformation that you say you want. And that's the key. We don't want to sell a program to you. We want you to come because you're ready for something different. We want you to become because you want to transform your life as well as learn the skills to support others to transform. Oh, sorry, my throat. To transform theirs. Would that be right, Leanne, with the experience you came?
Absolutely.
Training?
Absolutely. And can I just very quickly address a question that Nisha has asked? She says, in this part of the world, it's difficult for an Asian expat to make it. No, speak to me if you'd like to. I'm an Asian expat. And believe me, there are opportunities in Qatar as well. You would be quite surprised. So if you'd like, I can share my email address with you and you can get in touch with me. And yeah, there's a lot. Coaching teaches you to see the opportunities.
Thank you, Leanne. We've got a couple of questions coming through, so I'm going to look through and see. So, yes, Caroline asks, is it let's have a look. Is it internationally recognized? Yes. The ICF is the global governing body. It's the biggest body that supports coaches throughout the world. It is recognized throughout the world. If you've got an ICF certification, it means you've been through thorough training. So absolutely worth its weight in gold. What about the coach training and mentoring in installments? Mohammed, if you want to do that package in installments, there is a separate rate, so the discount won't apply. If you send an email to support@empower-world, our wonderful support staff, our business manager, Arslan, will send you the process of how you pay in installments. Caroline, yes, you can pay in installments. The fee would be different because the discounted fee is only if you pay in full before January the 10th. Nisha says, I'm a public speaker, a Toastmaster, and I want to establish myself as a coach, and I feel this is perfect for me. But again, I'm still doubtful about the opportunities. As I have seen this part of the world, it's difficult. I see. You've answered that one. Thank you, Leanne. And we have a lot of Asian men and women come on our program. A lot of them have set up their own practice. We've got people who've joined universities as coaches to support organizations. So from our perspective, what we see our coaches going on to do is vast and varied, Nisha. Okay. Thank you, Leanne, for putting your email address on there. What's the process to set up own business in Qatar? Is that what you're asking, Caroline? If it is, we can't advise on setting up your own private practice here. We have obviously set up ours. We have a Qatari sponsor and it's all legal, but we're not in a place to advise how you would do that for yourself. I'm sure you can, there are places you can go to find that out. I was told that you cannot coach yourself. You need to be coached anyway. Wait, I think. It's much more powerful when you're working with a coach because the coach supports you to unlock the blind spots, Abir. And still, at the same time, because you are practicing different ways of being and looking at the world and changing your perspectives, you may get stuck in the stuff. You know, I've been doing this coaching process for so many years now. I still get triggered. I can get angry or frustrated, but I get out of it quicker. So I can support myself to become more aware of the things I'm feeling, the way my body's moving, the thoughts I'm thinking. I can help myself to shift out of it.
Can I quickly add something here, Marie?
Sure.
Veer, who's talking about, yes, it is sometimes a challenge to coach yourself, although I do learn how to self-coach. But if you are part of the Empower World network, you have access to the other people in your group, and you will be working on triads with them, so you can get one of them to coach you. You have access to a network of coaches in training, established coaches. And you know what? If anything is ever holding you back, just draw on one of them. And also you do learn to self-coach along the way too. So yes.
Absolutely. Thank you. Caroline says, somebody asked about something else. All I know, I don't know the process of setting up as a coach here. I do know though that we have lots of coaches who work, maybe they work internationally. I'm not sure how they do it, but they do absolutely set up their own practices. Thank you, Abir. Thank you, Caroline. We've got 1 minute left, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any more questions. And of course, you can always send us an email, support@empower-world.com. And you can check out our website, see our testimonials on there. And I'm happy to give anybody a call who has further questions about the program. And maybe we'll meet one day. I'd love to do that and have a meeting in person. We often do well, not often. Last November, we did a free event called Unleash Your Superpower. And we intend to do a free event again in Qatar. So if you don't feel this is the right time to join our program, we hope we'll meet you in the free event later in the year. Looking forward to connecting to you. You're welcome, Nisha. Looking forward to hearing from you. All the very best. Lots of love to everyone. And we hope you got some benefit out of tonight. We enjoyed being with you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Leanne. You were amazing.
Thank you, Marie.
Really appreciate your help tonight, as I'm sure all the lovely participants did. Thank you, Caroline. Thank you, Noah. Thank you, Amani.